Now, as you saw in the intro of the video, it is crypto week next week, and we are going to be having 3 bills that could be passed next week, which is very, very possible. We're going to make sure that we ban central bank digital currencies. We don't want the government to control everything we do with crypto. We want to protect self-custody. You want to be able to hold on to your own crypto. Stablecoins normally backed by treasuries. We're going to make sure that the stablecoins are not just fake stablecoins made out of thin air. And then, of course, market structure bill as well, securities, commodities, and real-world assets. And you want to talk about how crypto-friendly this administration is becoming? Check this out. The United States Treasury has removed the crypto broker reporting rules per Bloomberg. And on top of that, some other news that could definitely push crypto to the upside. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell reportedly considering resigning now. And this just comes on the heels as we scroll down here just a couple of days ago. Senator Cynthia Lummis, who's pushing the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill, and she has been for years now, says Jay Powell has proven time and time again that he's unfit to run the Fed. He must resign now. And as you know, Trump is fighting with Jerome Powell, and they've gone back and forth, back and forth. Jerome Powell just keeps on saying, I'm not raising rate, I'm not raising rate. But take a look at this. He continues to say that tariffs are going to create inflation, hurt our country. Contrary to what Jerome Powell is saying, the United States had a budget surplus of $27 billion in June compared to a deficit of $71 billion due to tariffs. So again, very positive news for the economy. Again, that was today. That does help go along with the surge to the upside of all the crypto market. But let's talk about a real surge in the crypto market, and that's with XRP. As you know, XRP had a massive day yesterday. But look at this, kicking it off just an hour ago. This is insane. Korea's XRP volume just exploded to $7.55 billion in just 1 hour of trading right now. And the reason that this matters is South Korea is a crypto hotspot. Huge XRP volume suggests strong retail or institutional interest, possibly tied to Ripple's legal developments and cross-border payment use cases, as you all know. And this could signal a price breakout or increased adoption, making XRP the coin to watch. And as we know, we're looking for that price break above $3.40 for a new all-time high. And XRP just went crazy in Korea. That's right, $7.55 billion in the first hour of trading of the new daily candle. And in some Bitcoin news, another interesting thing, if you've heard the theory about watching USDT and when it mints lots of coins like it did yesterday, $1 billion worth of USDT was minted, that sends the price of Bitcoin soaring. And sure enough, as you see in the charts, that did correlate very well once again. Now, speaking of Bitcoin news as well, German government's decision to sell their 50,000 Bitcoin that they were holding at the $54,000 mark has now cost them $3.1 billion in missed profits. So sad days for the German Bitcoin. And in some Bitcoin adjacent news, this is very positive. As you saw, altcoin season hasn't really popped off yet in that metric and that we showed in the beginning. However, Arthur Hayes says a monster altcoin season is coming. And I know that's what everyone's really been waiting for. We got XRP as an altcoin. We've got a bunch of you guys out there who are geniuses, have been holding crypto of all sorts for a very long time. We are all ready for the rise. All right, so let's jump over to XRP in the charts. As we were talking about before with the spider lines, they've come in handy very nicely once again. So right now we are running into a spider line. It's going to be $2.87. After we break through that spider line, we're going to have a $2.99. Then we get into the $3 range, $3.09. That could be happening literally within 24 to 48 hours to the upside. And the reason this is important is because when we take a look at our long-term momentum wave, it did finally break above the zero line down here on July 2nd. And then it also broke above our $2.25 spider line here, finally with a green candle on July 8th. So it took about a week to finally surge through here, but we knew some positive news was coming because we broke above. Now, the one thing to watch for is our short-term momentum waves have peaked out at 100 and have been riding the 100 level since July 1st. So a short-term quick reset to the downside, a consolidation period, a potential retest of this trend line here. It got real close earlier today. But as you can see, this trend line does date back to us from the 3-day trend. And as you take a look on the 3-day candles, as we were talking about, this trend line going up to the top here and stopping, we broke through it. It is holding as a support as of right now, but we've got great news. Now, when we zoom out even more, take a look once we start breaking above the $3 level here. So then we're going to have the level here of $3.55 that will come in handy. Then we're going to have the level here of $3.88. Then we have a nice big gap to the upside, getting us all the way up into the $5.50 range. And on top of the weekly spider line chart, I went one step further and I've done a 3-day spider line chart. So instead of every weekly candle, these are every 3-day candles, giving us more potential support and resistance both up and down. So let's take a look at what we've got right here on the daily charts. So yesterday's candle making that massive blowout to the top, which was really nice, reaching $2.97, nearly $3, then having a pullback right to a spider line, as we can see here at $2.73, having a decent pullback here and then shooting to the upside. Now, the one thing I don't like, and you guys all know I talk about this all the time, is that these candles were so powerful to the upside, it left behind fair value gaps to the downside on the daily. So this candle, daily fair value gap down to 257. This one down here down to 242. This one down here down to 232. Now those levels will be filled eventually. Fair value gaps do get filled. As you can see, even this one just recently got filled on this level here at $1.60. There are also these fair value gaps to the downside. Will we be coming down to the dollar range again? No, I don't believe so. Not for a long time. If we turn into a bear market again, possibly. But taking a look at what we see here on the 3-day spider line charts, we've got levels here at $2.87. We've got another level here at $3.10. Then we have a level here at $3.17. And I also marked our all-time high of $3.40. Now, some of you guys are going to try to argue with me. No, the all-time high is $3.80, blah, blah, blah. It's not. It went to $3.80 on one exchange because of the Korean kimchi premium, not any other exchange. That was a mistake. So $3.40 is the actual all-time high for XRP, and we will be getting there and breaking that again. All right, so jumping into XRP here on the 4-hour charts, I wanted to share a couple of other things with you for support and resistance. We can also use Heikin-Ashi candles to help us find supply and demand zones. So a couple of things. One, we have to zoom out. We're going to look at our 4-hour candles, and we're going to look at the final push to our all-time high section here, which got us to that $3.47. So this all-time high candle